No, I slept like 3 hours. I don't know. I can't sleep. I can't. Turn this fan off. I cannot sleep. Cannot sleep. Hey y'all. um, I don't know. I don't think anything is really bothering me in person. Like, well, that don't make no. Oh, that don't make no sense. I'm not gonna say. Okay, let me just clear this up. First of all, I'm not crazy because somebody gonna say, "Oh, she crazy" because she already like saying stuff off the top of her head. That's just my regular personality. I guess I am crazy, but it's not like you know, serial killer type crazy. It's just like Mississippi dirt road type crazy, okay? But I cannot sleep. I slept for maybe 3 hours, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. If y'all notice, I I changed my location to Thailand, so it might actually be some Thailand people that find this live stream because I'm trying to get away from people. So I'm in Thailand. Um, yeah, I don't know if this is a midlife crisis. I don't even know. Let me see what are signs of a midlife crisis. Let me look this up. Let me look this up. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I think it's what I watched before I went to sleep. Let me tell y'all what I watched. I'm just gonna sum it up real quick, but I watched one of those body cam videos, and y'all, it had me just all in my feelings, all in my feelings because the way that it ended was like, wow, you would have never realized that that's what that was. And so, in so many words, how can I say it quickly? Okay, so it was a woman like screaming and she was acting like she was being held hostage, y'all. Okay, and this was a body cam video that I watched before I went to sleep, and I think it disturbed my emotions because I'm sensitive, so certain things I watch affect my rest, and so I have to be careful about what I watch, which is the opposite of a lot of people that I know because a lot of people can watch, you know, all type of stuff and they just go straight to sleep, but me, it'll wake me up, like it just bothers my spirit. I don't know. So the fact that I know that this was real and this wasn't even like a story or a movie, this was somebody's life and lives were lost. Two of them actually, two police officers ended up passing away. And this lady put out like a fake call. Well, not even a fake call. It was, yeah, it was a false report. She called 911 and she pretended to be like held hostage or something and ended up being that she was by her damn self. The bitch was on drugs and she was drunk and she called 911. I don't know what the fuck people be doing, but drugs just don't need to be on the list. I'm just telling you, people really be slipping out here doing drugs. And she did this false, call to 911. And so the sergeant on duty went ahead and okayed his officers to go ahead and do like a police chase because she's saying that her boyfriend held her hostage and he's trying to stab her and all that stuff. He had a knife and y'all, the officers, two of them ended up crashing. One of them died like on impact, and the other one I think he passed away like maybe a day or two after that. But nobody would have ever known this unless like certain people felt like, no, something ain't right, because she's saying that the boyfriend did it, but after the accident, and it was a mess, y'all, they were looking like, where the boyfriend at? He ain't, the one that's holding you captive, where is he at now? So she's trying to make it seem like he ran off into the field, or, he's out there in the desert running and shit. And whole time it wasn't even nobody but the demons that was running with her. Okay? All up and through her mind. Making her, oh my God, y'all. This world is sick. It's some sick people in this world. And how did they find out? I know I'm all over the place, but how did they find out that this woman was lying, y'all? You know how these newer cars can tell, like, when a person is sitting in a seat and it's giving you the signal, like, to put your seatbelt on? Okay, that's like a computer chip or whatever. That's like a sensor. So what they did was they somehow was able to get into the computer of the car and figure out that wasn't nobody in that damn passenger seat, and she was the only one in the driver's seat. Okay? Child, that was a mess. So not only were you lying about being held hostage and being driven around by your boyfriend that's imaginary, you was the, oh Lord, you was the one that was actually driving. Ugh, and hit one of the officers head on, y'all. Anyway, so like when, because of course she got arrested, right? She got arrested for like 2 first-degree murder charges, and she's in the courtroom after she's pled guilty and everything. Um, she turned around to the family and say, "I'm really, really sorry about what I did. Um, but giving me time is not going to bring him back, baby." You should have seen the look on that family when they turned that camera back. Cause I don't know, the cameramen be knowing how to turn them cameras like right in time. So they panned the camera over to the family, and if you could have died just from the look of how the family was looking at her, she would have died, y'all. Because ain't no way you thinking that you finna get, a slap on the wrist, because that's what she was trying to get. She was like, I don't want to be in here all my life, for the rest of my life. I'm already getting older. And I want to say she's maybe in her late 50s, early 60s. Child, that judge ain't hear nothing. She got, what, like 60 something years. Okay. And then to seal the deal, the wife ended up going to the podium and asked for, the maximum sentence possible and all this and that. So that's what I watched before I went to sleep. I'm not built like that, y'all. I can't watch all that crime stuff and just body cam stuff. I just can't do it. I can't do it. And right now I'm in limbo about this channel. I thought about selling the channel because I'm like, you know what? I know people think, this channel ain't really no type of good channel, but people do sell channels. Channels can be built. You know what I'm saying? Channels can grow from a certain point. And the fact that over 3,000 people subscribe to me off of a body cam video, that's a pretty good batch of people that actually like body cam content. So I could sell it to somebody and let them do like a body cam channel, because that's a lot that goes into that. But I also could just take the channel and turn it into that myself, and just whatever. And I wouldn't even have to go live. I wouldn't have to really come out. I could just drop body cam videos. I would have to, of course, put the videos on the channel, because yeah. And then you have to order these things. And it seems easy, y'all, but it's not easy. I've actually called and asked questions, and it's not really like just saying, hey, I want to get that video. Some of those police, stations take you through a lot just to get a video, whatever. So I'm thinking about that. Or do I just want to just leave the channel alone? Because I have thought about deleting the channel. Yeah, I actually, this was earlier this year, y'all. I was like, this is funny, y'all, because, okay, so I guess I'm going to say it was like, I guess it's similar to a person that wanted to unalive themselves. I was wanting to unalive this channel. I wanted to take this channel out. And I got all the way to the area of, where you delete the channel permanently. And I was just a touch away from doing it. I was so close months ago. Yeah, I wonder, has anybody else in the world been like that about their channel? Like, I really just thought about letting this channel go, and I was gonna push the button and delete it all, because sometimes when I think about YouTube and shit I see on YouTube, it makes me regret a lot of shit. I just, I don't think I'm built for social media. Okay. Um, that's why I can't do Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I can't do anything like that because I don't know. It just affects me. But yeah, I was really close to unaliving the channel, y'all. And I just didn't. I wanted to. But some told me just don't do it. And now that I think about it, I'm glad that I didn't. But I feel myself getting back to that point where I want to delete this channel permanently. Yeah. Not hide the channel. I will not hide this channel again. If y'all were to click on this channel and it's not pulling my name up, that means I did go through with deleting the channel, y'all. Because I refuse to let this channel, social media, or anything like that, or the drama that I see constantly and continuously unfold, take me out of my mind. Because it can do that to people. It can. What people don't realize is that even the viewers are affected by what they see. You might not think so, but eventually it does affect you. And I hate to hear people really like hurt from things that's happened on YouTube. I hate to hear people crying. I don't even care if it's somebody that I don't like, because it's nobody on social media that I hate. It's quite a few that I don't like they ass. I'm not gonna lie. But it's nobody that I hate. So if I see that there's things going on that I can't remedy, or it's nothing I can really do about it to help that person to feel better, it fucks with me. It does. And I know a lot of people probably don't care about what I'm saying right now, but I just wish that people would really weigh their actions, because there is a God. I know a lot of people, might debate that, but there is no debate when it comes to what I know to be true. And the only way that you as a person could say that you know God to be God is that you've had encounters. And I've had more than one. You know what I'm saying? I've had, near death experiences, you know, um, and I talked about this before, but maybe it's some people that's listening that don't know this. I had a child that was born prematurely. She's in her 20s now, very intelligent. Probably, yeah, she might be smarter than I am. Like, I don't know. They all smart, but she's very, 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 very intelligent. Um, but when I went in labor with her, y'all, I was only like 21 weeks pregnant. And back then, y'all, there was no advancement of technology back then. There was no, what we see now. So you know, um, her chances of living was like very minimal. And I remember the doctors coming and telling me, like, you do know there's a chance that she may be deaf, she may be blind, she may not live. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Well, ain't nothing I can do about it. I just have to trust God and everything like that. But, so going through that experience and, you know, having to have two blood transfusions back to back, like having to have an emergency C-section, to know what it feels like to be cut all the way into my core without medication, because at that point they were making the decision to save my baby, which is what a lot of people don't realize. Like, it's the baby that they will save in most cases versus the mother. Maybe things have changed now because we're living in a whole different time. So much has changed in 20 something years. But back then, they wasn't caring about my black ass. Okay, so when I say I know what it's like to be cut all the way down, you know what I'm saying, into my body. And, I know what it's like to be in that tunnel that people talk about, and, that's done had near death experiences, and, feeling my grandmother's presence around me. I know that. So I I know God was with me, and I know what it's like to feel God very near, you know what I'm saying, to to me. And he's always near, but half the time we be moving away from him. He don't move away from us. We just get away from him. And there are times in my life where I just didn't feel God at all because I had got so far away. But when you on that brink of death, you will feel things. And I felt God, and I felt, love and all that stuff. And, sometimes, when you hear people saying, well, this or that, or how they feel, even in my family, not everybody in my family believes what I believe, but majority do believe in God, do believe in Jesus Christ and things like that. And why am I saying all this? All I'm saying is to go through what I've been through in life, to know God for myself. I also know that God takes record of everything that's going on. And there are people that are out here that really don't think that God pays attention to social media. God is very much so aware of social media. Okay? Um and it really don't matter that I'm saying that, because somebody's like, why is she even saying that? I'm just saying that because I just need to say that. Like, God is very much so aware of intentions. He's aware of things that are hidden. He's aware of people that don't think they'll ever be found out. He's aware of all that. And so there is a cost to pay when you continue in doing evil things, when you could have walked away. And I think that there's really no need for revenge when you know that we are living in a time where, people call it instant karma or whatever. We live in a time that, it's not really taking a long time for things to come back around, right? So you really sometimes can see things with a spiritual eye and realize that it's really not even my battle. And I just feel like YouTube, YouTube is really not even my battle. Even though I battle, I think it's a test. And also, I think that YouTube has shown me to not trust anybody. And that's crazy, but it has. It has. And maybe that's a good thing, because when you trust people, you become comfortable with their presence. And sometimes in that comfort, you open yourself up, you know what I'm saying, to be attacked when everything is said and done, because you let that person into your life, right? So it's not social media for everybody, because people are actually meeting people on this app, and people call it behind the scenes and stuff like that. But that behind the scenes is very dangerous, you know, and it's not always that somebody's gonna come out and put your business out here or, you know, dox your information. It just can destroy you from the fact that they had conversations with you that no one else can account for. And you have people that will begin to create fictitious things, and they will begin to add to things and take away from things. And then, how do you prove what is what? You could put everything out there and there's still things that you still can't prove. And I think that that's the crazy thing, because had you never trusted a person, you would never have been in a situation where a person could then attack you. You know what I'm saying? For opening up to them. But, again, I say I have learned from YouTube not to trust anybody. And I think I already knew that, but I gave social media a little extra room to show me what I already knew, if that make any sense. It probably don't make no sense, but yeah, it's like, you know how you know the stove is hot, but you touch it anyway? Like some people, like you see a child, they know that that's fire, but they playing with it. I think I already had awareness about social media, like what it could be or what it had the potential to be, but I was just playing around with it like, oh, it's just, it is what it is. It ain't really gonna do nothing to me. But y'all, I could say this much, you know, until you have gone through the fire on YouTube or anywhere on social media, and until you have been attacked in major ways, like, I know to this day people think that I made that up when I say I was swatted. I had police show up to my house. My next door neighbors moved away because they had guns drawn on them. Somebody called and said I was being held hostage. My door was about to be kicked in. That would have been really bad because I would have thought that I was being robbed and things like people don't realize the effects of what they do to people out of just simple hatred of a stranger, nobody you even have met in your real life. And my thing is, if you'll do things to a person that you've never met in your real life, what the hell have you done to the people that you know? Like, I really do believe that there's a possibility that there are people among us that have done very, very what's the word? Heinous. Let me say it right, not heinous. Not that, not royal stuff. Heinous crimes. I believe that there are serial killers out here. I believe there are people that just really need to be put away from society on here. I believe a lot of that, exists. I think there's a lot of hurt people on here. I'm one of them. Um, Now, do I hurt every day? No. Do I have moments of reflection where I think about some of the shit that was done to me that I didn't deserve? Yes. But see, you can never convince your enemy that you didn't deserve what they did to you. And that's the fucked up thing. Because the way that my heart works, I would be able to say, well, you know what? You didn't deserve that. But everybody does not take accountability for their actions. They just don't. So, you know, mm, social media, like I say, I feel like it's one big social experiment. Um, I feel like they let, and I say they, I'm talking about the higher ups, these corporations, the ones that's making billions of dollars off of seeing people fight and do all of this stuff. I feel like they are the puppet masters. They are. And of course, we don't look at it as it's the company, it's the owners of this corporation that's allowing this. and they're looking from a small view, like it's that person that did that to me. But no, it's who's allowing that person to do that to you as well. And these companies need to start being held accountable for this shit, because there are people out here losing their lives. There are instances where lives probably could have been saved if there would have been, interventions, or people being, made aware that, hey, we see what's going on, and we need this to stop. And nothing is stopping. It's just the train is going. And who's conducting this train? Who's letting this shit happen like this? I've seen channels that have over 1 million subscribers now being doxxed and harassed. Um, it's a channel. What's her name? Beauty D. It's like she started out like she would always be doing her daughter hair. Well, she got a lot of kids, but she braids hair, and they originally from New Orleans, I want to say, but now they live in California. I think it was this year somebody called child services on her, and this lady like a multimillionaire. So that's the thing, though. The envy doesn't have like a certain area that it's in. It's like people are envious all across the social media board. And what I do notice also is that if you display happiness, if you display that you live in your best life, you open yourself up to be attacked, to the point that I really do feel like there are people out here pretending to be unhappy just to be on the safe side of YouTube. And that's really smart, because when you show that you really are a good person, you got somebody taking note of that. Oh, let me write my notes. Let me turn up the juice type people. I said it. You have people that sit in the bushes. They want to eat your. Yeah, I said it. Two people just left. Y'all ran to go wake somebody up and bring them over here. That's okay. Bring them on in. It's okay. You have people that operate from a spirit of being a monitor, right? A whole security camera, surveillance. They want to watch your life. They want to live vicariously through you. And if they're miserable, they want to see you miserable. And if you're not showing them that, they got to figure out a way to make you feel just like they do. So let me go and see what I could do to mess with their life. Let me go lie on them, because we live in a world that people don't care about the facts. Okay? They care about how it makes them laugh. They care about the fact that it's entertainment to them, because it's not their life being affected. They care about the fact that they have somebody to, you know, help them not focus on they shit that they got going on in real life, because they don't want to face their real life. Is you have a lot of people that take pleasure in seeing people destroyed, and they call themselves subscribers and supporters, because they don't want to face their shit. And this is a great place to come and escape from your own problems, because you see other folks got something going on. So I really do feel like it's a lot of people that's got shit going on in their real life that they're not tending to. And I really feel like that at some point, people are going to put this shit together. Like, how is it this many people that can be so happy about seeing people destroyed and just their life turned to shit from some internet shit? Like, do these people work? Like, do some of them? Like, some people don't work because they don't have to work, or maybe, they're a stay-at-home mom and they don't, what I'm saying, that's their job, or maybe they retired from the military or something like that, or whatever, or maybe they just have time in the day to go play on social media. But when I see a lot of people flocking to like dead roadkill. It's just giving like the spirit of a vulture on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they circle around what's you know what I'm saying, not palatable. And you gotta ask yourself, why do people like that? But when you see that there's something good, it's not gonna get the same type of attention. I'm telling you, people out here fucked up. I don't know if it's something they put in them shots. You know what I'm talking about? That jab jab. I don't know. I don't know if it's these devices that we holding every day and it's leeching into us some type of way. Like, because I do know that they say it's not good to like keep a phone in your bra. It's not good to keep a phone by your head at night when you sleep because of the radioactivity, the um what else is it? The radiation, certain frequencies come through the phone, the 5G stuff. But yeah, it's something, y'all. It's people. I really feel like some people' brains are being fried and sauteed on this motherfucker. I really do. And rarely do you see people just independently think for themselves. It's like everything is just mushed together, which I don't like. I don't like that. Even in my real life, I don't like mixing my food together, y'all. I'm gonna have my food over here and I don't want it touching that over there. And yeah, that's why I really can't do takeout sometimes because, the way that that plate is set up, it's 9 times out of 10 that that juice is going to leak over to something else. And I don't like, this, juice, turn up the juice on my other stuff. Like, I don't want my cornbread muffin soggy because the green juice, or what we call it, the pot liquor got over on it. I just don't like that. I like to keep my stuff separate so I can enjoy it separately, without my shit tasting like the next shit to it. I'm just that type of person. But when it comes to social media, it's just everything. It's just a KFC bowl. The little bowl that got all the shit in one bowl. I've never in my life eaten that. And I'm not knocking anybody that eats like that because, I have a child that eats shit just all thrown together. But how will you know if it all tastes like it's supposed to taste, everything all together? And it's just, shit is not able to digest properly. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is for some people. For me, it's just in my mind, I can't really digest social media. And yeah, I might have to delete my channel. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm letting this small crowd know that there's a chance that I will. If I don't do something that I enjoy doing, I just won't do it at all. I am that type of person. I really have to enjoy doing what I am doing. And also, it take my best friend to talk about me on this one, but the fact that I'm pretty much an overachiever when it comes to doing things. But I don't have that same type of drive when it comes to this channel. But the fact that I know that almost makes me very mad at myself that I allow myself to stay stagnant and stuck. But I wasn't stuck for no reason. I was stuck in the past because I didn't agree with the past and I knew that the past wasn't really the past. It was still the present. A lot of shit that I went through was still resurfacing and it wasn't dealt with. But I can honestly say now, because I know it's a couple people that still be wanting me to come outside, like still doing commentary on my name, still calling me this or that, or saying I did this or that or whatever. And I've just like turned that switch off, and I will not give them any more of my attention. They could say what they want to say. So the fact that I know that I'm right there is a good thing because now I can move forward. Now I can figure out what the hell I want to do with my channel because I just feel like I done slayed the giants. I slayed the Goliath spiritually. Not talking about the person. Now the person is still, the person. They still walking around doing what they do, but spiritually, they can't touch me. And that's another thing that I can credit YouTube for is that this probably the most I'd have ever prayed in my life. Like my prayer skills is all the way up there on like a level of, you know, it's just me versus me because there's nobody that could make me go back to what I used to do on YouTube, which was give everybody and everything my attention. I feel like I would have done so much better if I just would have let certain people talk. Let them just talk, 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 talk. Because at the end of the day, if you let them talk and you not saying nothing, it's proving who they are. You know what I'm saying? And you're always going to have somebody out there that sees your efforts. I'll say that. You're going to see some people, some people are going to see it for what it is, whatever it is. And, you know, to be honest, I'm just glad that it's a few people that see it for what it is. Um, Other people don't see it for what it is, and that's okay. I'm not gonna try to pinpoint out the reason why they don't see it because I don't care that they don't see it for what it is. Um, and anybody that I forgave, I know that I forgave them sincerely. So that's a big that's a big deal for me because I know there are people that forgive and they don't really, forgive sincerely. But you know, I do also know that there are people that didn't receive my willingness to make amends. They didn't see that as me being a good person. You know what I'm saying? It was just, okay, yeah, it's just time to let it go. But, for me, I have closure. Okay? Shit still don't be making sense sometimes. Like, yeah, 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 that happened, but, it's okay. It's fine. I don't care to go back through that. And where I realize that people get lost and they lose a lot of time is being stuck in the fact that you felt like the apology you received was not coming from a sincere place on the other side, but from you it was sincere. But that's not for you to worry about. Because again, spiritually, as long as a person can't come near you spiritually, you can't be touched. So I'm just glad that, I got what I need from this experience on YouTube. I did. If I don't do nothing else with this channel, if I just let it sit and collect dirt and dust on it, I just know that God is really the only one that I could trust 100%. Not to use me, not to harm me, and not to cause others to want to, you know, add any pain to my life. Cause you have people out here that really be wanting to hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's just hurt people, hurt people. But I don't know, y'all. What I'm saying is that I really appreciate the people that did what they did to me. I appreciate them because had I not went through that, I wouldn't have the resilience that I have now. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people are like, oh, what is you talking about? I feel like I'm stronger. I'm stronger and I'm more aware of what I want to do. And what I want to do in life is help people. And I've been wanting to help people. And that's been one of my prayers for a very long time. But I'm now very close to being able to do what I've been wanting to do a long time. So, with that being said, I ain't gotta say it. With that being said, I don't have to say it. I don't have to say what I'm about to do. I don't have to say my next move, which is not good because people be on here trying to, figure out what you're doing at 4:13 Central Standard Time in the morning. Like, what the hell is she talking about? What's her next move? I'm not saying what I'm going to do. I'm not saying what my next move is. All I'm saying is I'm not moving backwards. And there have been massive, big ass attempts to get me to go back into the old shit for whatever reasons. But all I can say is whatever I'm about to walk into, I can almost like touch it. I'm that close. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense why people came in to try to throw me off my square. You know what I'm saying? And make me go the other way because I'm right at that level of elevation that I've been needing to get to. And it don't have nothing to do with this channel. It has everything to do with me and my purpose in life. And I realize that I don't even have to tell nobody on this channel what I'm gonna do. It might be too dangerous to say it because y'all will hear about it. You'll know. You'll know. But you just have to be careful when you want to do something and it's on a major level. You really can't be out here telling your next move. So, yeah, I don't feel no need to get revenge on anybody. Nobody. Now, as far as the person that trolled me using my deceased mother's obituary picture, I just want you to know that I don't have to get revenge. I just know that whatever you get ain't my business. It's God's business. That's just what I know. And somebody might say, well, is God going to go and hurt somebody? No. But will God take his hands off somebody? But will God get tired of allowing people to hurt good people? Absolutely. People be more worried about the devil touching them. You need to be more focused on God taking his hand off of you if he ever has to do that. Because I think that's very, very bad. That's worse than the devil touching you. When God take his hand off you, every weapon formed against you will prosper. So that's why it's certain things I just won't do from a morality perspective. I'm not going to do that. Certain things I'm just not going to do because of the fear of the Lord is in me for real. And also the fact that I don't want to be a fool. Okay? The Bible let us know that the beginning, no, it says that wisdom is the beginning of the the fear of the Lord is the beginning. Yeah, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It's not the end of it, but you in a good place if you fear God and his wrath. And you're in a very bad place if you don't fear God and his wrath. And you could take it for what it is. That's not a threat. That's just what I know. Because that means that you don't have any reverence for God. You don't acknowledge him in all your ways, nothing. You just out here being your own God. That's a dangerous place to be in. I will always be humble. I would never sit up here and act like I know everything. I would never, 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 never want to be outside of God's will and God's grace and everything like that. It's just no. So when I forgive somebody, I do it genuinely because I know that what is it benefiting me to do a fake apology, fake forgiveness? You know what I'm saying? No. And it might take me a year, two, three to forgive you. But when I say I forgive you and I let something go, I really meant it. It's not a motive or none of that attached to me when I do it, y'all. But yeah, that's it. I don't know. I just had to say that. I started out this live talking about something that I watched that kind of sat in my spirit a little too long. I don't think it's good to watch certain things before you go to sleep, especially if you are sensitive, to things. I'll just say energetically, because if I say spiritually, they're gonna be like, she over there trying to talk about God, and how God is this and that. And no, I'm not. I'm not using God as a cover or nothing like that. If you go down my community wall, you will see that God has been very present in this YouTube journey. Okay, I might didn't always ask him before I popped out here and dog walked or had to get my lick back, but God has always been a part of the dirt road. And I spared a lot of people. I did. I did. Because do you realize how easy it is to go low? It's easy to go low. It's not so easy to go a step above what a person did to you. You know what I'm saying? You wanna make them feel like they made you feel, which is also why I look at when things happen, who had the most potential to want to do this to a person? And a lot of times, the person you think was the one that did it might not be that person, but they might have had motive. But I don't know, y'all. I don't even know. I'm finna go back to sleep though. I do know that I hate trolls. I hate people that are cowards. And at the same time, I respect people more that come out here and do shit and they do it in their name. Even if it's the worst shit. If you did it in your name, I got some type of respect for you because it's like, okay, they did what they did and they didn't go hide behind nothing. But it's just more people are hiding behind things than people are standing in their shit. So it's like when does the tit for tat stop? When is it gonna stop? It's not gonna stop. You gotta stop it. But if I was to give y'all a visual of how I look at drama on social media, it's like being on a ride at an amusement park. Like one of those crazy ass rides where you getting all shook up and depending on what you got in your pockets, that shit is no longer in your pockets. But the ride ain't stopping and it's only speeding up and getting worse. You know what I'm saying? So at some point you gotta jump off that damn ride. And it's gonna hurt. But it's like the more it speeds up, the more your ass gonna hurt getting up off that motherfucker. So just get off now. If you can. Cause it's not gonna get any better. I just don't feel like it. I have lost hope in humanity. Just from being on YouTube and seeing what I see. I have lost hope in humanity. Like for real. Nah, I don't want to say that because there's still some good people out here. But anyway, it's a lot of bad people on social media. So I say all that to say this. Why the hell is it 14 people up at 4:22 in the morning? I don't know, cause I'm one of them. All I can say is that the world we living in is weird. It's growing weirder by the day. It's growing colder by the day. The Bible tells us in the end times that the love of many will wax cold. Okay, and what does that mean? The love of many will wax cold. I mean, that just means a lot of people are not gonna have the capacity to love or be nurturing or be forgiving. So, you know, don't expect people to make peace. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect people to forgive anymore. Like it's ah, them days almost over with, really. Really. I'm just saying. Because people won't stop. And the worst thing to do is forgive somebody that shouldn't have really been forgiven. And I know I shouldn't say that because we supposed to forgive. We supposed to ask God to forgive us our sins, and we're supposed to forgive our enemies and love our neighbor as ourselves. But you know how? That's something I gotta pray about. I guess that's why I gotta pray because everything don't make sense to me, and I see good people getting hurt. But anyway, y'all, that's enough of me rambling. That's enough of me talking shit, and I'm really not trying to um sound so depressed, but I'm depressed because it's early in the morning. It's like it's nothing I could go really do right now but go to sleep. Put me some music back on and probably just lay and talk to God and figure out what I need to do. And today is my oldest daughter's birthday, and you know, yeah, I don't know. Other than that, y'all, I'm about to get up off here. Y'all have a wonderful day today. Will Nicole be on social media? No. Will I drop on my community wall? God telling me to mind my business? No, because I done already said it. Okay? But that doesn't mean God is not telling me to pray and love my enemies and all that stuff because that's probably what I need to do. And if I'm feeling like my blessings are being held up, which I don't because really God have like favored me, um, and he favors a lot of people. I mean, it's whatever. That's not the point. The point is, I need to get out this goddamn live because I don't know what I'm saying because I'm feeling sleepy again. So that's a good thing. And whatever I said, y'all just act like y'all didn't hear it because, I'm just in my moment right now of not really caring what I said. I just had to say it. Do that make any sense? Do you ever just have to say something and before you say what you say, you don't even know what you got to say, but you know that you need to say something? Yeah, that's what just happened. And it's going to sound all over the place, but if I could make one point of this whole live stream is that regardless of what anybody think about me, y'all could think I got a whole scientific lab of potions and spiders and all. I done heard it all. Trust me. I'm blamed for people having insects in their homes, animals, attack. I mean, it's a lot of stuff I've been blamed, and I get it's kind of funny to me. So I don't really want to like make people think otherwise because I kind of like the fact that I am mysterious and I am from Mississippi and I have been around people that do dark arts and I could have done things to people but I chose not to. I always chose to take the higher road when it came to that. I kind of laugh at the fact that I really could have got you because I know one or two of y'all listening, but I just didn't. God got you if you got God. or the devil got you because God took his hand off you. Like, you can't keep doing things to people and you don't think that you're going to be, like held accountable. So, I'm just glad that I didn't exert my energy and have to go into the dark, you know what I'm saying, and fight fire with fire. Because you have a lot of people. They not saying this now, but I'm letting y'all know. You have a lot of people on social media that are practicing witchcraft, brujeria, whatever you call it, Santeria. You have a lot of people that are practicing idol worship. You have a lot of people that don't believe in God. You have a lot of people that blaspheme. You have a lot of things like that. You have false prophets out here. It's a lot. It's a lot. So when I say, if I can't thank a hater on YouTube for nothing else, I thank you for helping me get my fire back when it comes to praying. It's a lot of mornings that I wake up 5 o'clock on the dot, my eyes open. And I used to wonder, like, why am I waking up at the same time? And then I thought about it. God want me to pray. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't want me to sit here and just be looking around like it ain't nothing to do. Like, what you gonna do is sit there and look at the ceiling? Cause I can't go right back to sleep. When I wake up, my mind go to thinking. But it's like, no, God is saying, turn those thoughts into prayers and pray, because you never know what that prayer is going to keep at bay. You never know what that prayer is going to keep away. You never know what that prayer is stopping. You never know who's somewhere looking at a picture of you, talking to it, saying, I can't stand you. Like, I'm telling you, there's some weird people in this world. Like, really? Now, I am the person that will, tell God, like, listen, God, I know I didn't do nothing to that person. They still messing with me. I'm going to take my hands off the situation. Let whatever you need to do be done. Let your will be done. Like, sometimes that's the best way to go. I ain't had to come out here and cuss nobody out, that type of stuff. I just ask God to just do whatever you do, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to keep giving these people my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not. You know, on average, you get what, 70 years, 80 years, 90 years, some people 100 years. So when you think about it, like breaking it down, that's like 70 summers, 70 falls. Did I skip a season? No, hold on. Did I skip a season, y'all? Y'all, oh, I got to get off here. You have 70 summers, 70 falls, 70 winters, 70 springs. If you live to see 70, I think, God said, like, most people would get 70 years, which that's not always true, because it's just not. But you have some people that get more than that. But if you look at it like, dang, 70 summers, 70, that's not a whole lot. Especially when time moving like it's moving now. Because I sit still for 5 minutes and I look at the clock and it be 2 hours done passed. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, even though I got it bad. I am. But I did research, y'all. And do y'all know that they can prove now that time has sped up? And I think in like a couple years, they're going to have to go and add time to like the world time or something. Like, they're going to have to add like half a second, because the world is just spinning faster or something. It's some type of scientific way they break it down. And I'm like, y'all could keep saying scientists all you want. God is coming back without a spot or a blemish. I'm sorry. I grew up in the South, in the Bible Belt, in the buckle part of the belt, Mississippi. All right. I think that was like in every like household. It was somebody grandma talking about the end of the world. And so, and then, people be like, well, if that was gonna be the end of the world, that's been 30, 40 years ago. End of the world. But no, now it is like close to it. It's real close. So I'm like, okay, maybe I've turned into my grandmother. All right, I'm talking about the end times and stuff like that. Even though I'm gonna give my grandmother credit, she was a very soft spoken woman. She didn't say a whole lot. She read her Bible every day though, but she wasn't gonna try to beat you over the head about God. She believed you need to have your own relationship. You're not gonna be riding on my coattail, and you know what I'm saying. Like you have people that ride on other people, anointing or prayer life. But no, you need to learn how to pray. I be telling my kids, like, did you pray today? And I ain't talking about pray for some DoorDash or something. You know what I'm saying? Did you pray today? And yeah, did you bless your food? Cause I don't know. That's important. That's important. I watched this channel maybe about a week ago. This lady went out to, I don't know if it was Thailand, Indonesia, um somewhere in the Asias, right? And well, I'm saying Asias, but anyway, she said that when she got back to the United States from being out of the country for like a month, that when she came back, she could smell like toxins in the air. She could smell chlorine in the water. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's a lot going on over here. But anyway, I'm in Thailand, y'all. All right. So if y'all wonder why I changed my status to Thailand, that's because I'm finna start planning my exit to Thailand, and I'm gonna go stay over there. If anybody has any advice about moving abroad, please come over to the community wall. It don't have to be this video because I'm probably gonna private this video. Cause this ain't nothing but me rambling and just talking a whole bunch of off the wall stuff. And every now and then I might have said a couple things that, you know, made a little sense. But for the most part, just comment on the community wall and tell me where the hell you at outside the United States and how is it going for you. Um, yeah, cause I'm sick of the United States right now. I really, really, really am. They trying to poison the food, the water, all that stuff. We need to get away. Go touch some grass outside of the U.S. if you can. But if you can't, just go touch some grass outside in your yard. I did last night. I had to go let my dog off the leash because he got in trouble. So I put him on I put him on his not leash, y'all. I put him on the chain, which my dogs really don't run out the yard, but he got close to the parameter of the yard down near the street, and there was a neighbor walking by, and he barked, and so he already know he was finna be put on the chain. And now he barking, y'all, because I let him off the chain tonight. So yeah, I touched some grass tonight because I'm like, let me go let my dog off this chain because I don't have to chain my dogs down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if y'all didn't mind me rambling and talking a bunch of stuff that really didn't make no sense altogether, but it's still something to listen to, make sure that you like this video. If this video is not available to like, make sure you like something. Go find something on my shorts to like. I do notice that anytime I twerk or shake my big juicy natural booty on YouTube, it gets restricted. Mainly because I probably got a couple haters that be complaining about my video. Probably the same people that complained about a video I did of it was like this little Tales from the Crypt person on the community wall. Yeah, that video got age restricted. So I'm already knowing that, because I have the body that I do in my 40s, there are women that are probably also in their 40s, 50s, 60s that despise me because I managed to do something right. And they can't take that away from me. And they hate that for me, but I love that for me. So whenever I shake my booty or walk around my yard, when it's just too much clapping naturally, what do? They don't clap for me. No, they don't. They don't clap for me. They go and report the video. So my birthday is coming up, y'all, in less than 2 weeks. And I do have me not a bikini, but you know what I'm saying? It's got a little cheek out a little bit. And I'm thinking if I'm at the beach somewhere for my birthday, YouTube is not supposed to restrict a ass out if it's in front of like an ocean or lake or something like that. So yeah, y'all, just make sure y'all stay tuned to the channel because you never know what you're gonna get over here in Nicole's perspective. And I love that about me. And you should too. Okay? You should love that about me. That you never know what you're gonna get because I don't be knowing what I'm gonna do. Not at all. But I do know that I have a very good camera on the way that I bought myself for my birthday. Okay? And I am going to begin to open up a little bit more and just show y'all what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's just gonna be what I do. But y'all will just have to see. So if you're listening to me right now, like I said, thumbs up this video. It is 4:39 a.m. Um, yeah, my prayers are going up for Truth Hurts, all tea, no shade. Um, you know, just hold your peace and let the Lord fight your battle. That's all I can say. And I do know about those early mornings where you just feeling life and it's not the best feeling. Just know you're not alone. And you do have people out here that really do rock with you. And I just want that to be said. And run that back to whoever. I don't care. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all later. I love y'all, okay? I love you if you love me. Now, if you hate me, I can't stand your ass, bitch. Bitch, if you don't like me, I don't like your ass. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later. I'm finna go to sleep now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Like my fake ass sister-in-law be talking all bougie. Hi, Nikki. Hi, how are you? We need to go to California to a vineyard. I'm thinking to myself, Martha's Vineyard? What the hell are we going to a vineyard for? The hell? The liquor store is 2 miles away. I ain't got to go to no vineyard. Okay? Bye, y'all.